I'm going to use the Google Lens Sourcer automation to source the products that I have added into this Google Sheet template. These are products that we just added from eBay in a previous video, scraped from eBay, brought that product data into this Google Sheet, which is now on the product sheet. And so the first thing that we need to do is to open the Automa, Automa platform, and here's the Chrome extension. And once I click on the icon, of course, I can then go to the dashboard. And because I added the Google Lens product sourcer from my Automa account, I added the Google Lens product sourcer in the previous video, then I should be able to, and you should be able to, if you're following my previous videos, you should be able to just click on the Google Lens product sourcer workflow and just open that workflow, maximize it, right? And have the workflow open in front of you. It's open source, meaning you can see inside of it and you can edit the workflow, the program, right? So now, the first thing, to be plain and simple, is that we just want to run the automation, right? So I will just go ahead and click on execute, just to be simple and to get right into it. And when I click execute, I find that there are certain parameters, as they're called, right, that I have to enter. And parameters are things that you need to feed to a process, to a function, in order for it to work, okay, to a program. So the spreadsheet URL is the first thing that we need to provide. So I will go back and let me make sure that I have the correct browser over here so you can see exactly what I'm doing, and I'll separate it with that. And here's the browser, and here's the Google Sheet. And the first thing that we need to do is actually share the Google Sheet. So we will click on the share button. The reason is that Automa does not have access to your Google account. It has no way of getting in to read your Google Sheet and has no way of getting in to print back the results to the Google Sheet. So this access must be changed from restricted into anyone with the link. Okay, now anyone with the link can view means that Automa can read the Google Sheet, but it can't write to the Google Sheet. So now I have to select editor. And once I select editor, right, now Automa will be able to read and edit the spreadsheet. So now I will click on copy link because I need the link to take it back to Automa. Done. And now I will go back to the Chrome extension down here to Automa, and I will paste, right click, paste that spreadsheet URL right here in that box. Okay, that's the URL of the Google Sheet. I have little notes down here. Make sure that it is, okay, shared as anyone with the link can edit. Okay, that note is there. Now the next thing is the input sheet. Now a lot of these are defaults and they're filled in based on the template that I've provided to you. So the input sheet is products. It's already products. Okay, nothing to do there. Start row is row number 2. That means we're going to start on row number 2, typically. Right? 2 is already there. The output sheet is results. Always, it will print the results to the sheet. So that is why we have results for that. Let me go back over here. And the output row, meaning where it's going to put, where it's going to start to put the results, is row 2. Okay, so that's that. Right, then we're going to print results. Well, this is explaining what the output row is, right? Print the results starting at that row, row 2. Okay, now the maximum results means the maximum number, you just read this, of results it will copy on each image search. So when it searches the images on Google Lens and it goes to the matches, there's a bunch of results that might come up. This is, you want a large number because some of the results are going to be bad, meaning they're not going to have prices. And so to make sure that you get some good ones in there, you have to put a large number. So the default is 25. You can make it larger. I've seen it pull more than 25, but 25 will probably be enough in most cases. Okay, so that is the default. Now, then we have the output interval. The output interval means that when it searches that number of products, when it goes through 5 products on your list, right, of products, Then it's going to output the results right here into the Google Sheet. Now you might say, well, why not do it per every product? It's because Google Sheets has like a rate limit. Okay. So Google Sheets API is free. That's why you can run this without any cost, right? You don't have to buy credits and do all kind of stuff, right? You can just run this thing, right, all day. But Google Sheets has a rate, meaning how often you can do it. So you can't keep printing to a Google Sheet over and over and over again constantly, right, every second. So the output interval kind of separates it. Now at the same time, I don't use an output interval of 100 because if I want to look at results, I don't want to have to wait until after 100 products before I can start looking at results. So 5 is fair, 6 is fine, maybe even like 10 is okay, but default is 5. All right. The maximum output row means the lowest row on the spreadsheet it will print to. By default, I have it set on 10,000. Okay. Default is 10,000. Finally, we have export CSV files, and when this is checked, supposedly the automation is going to download the results into a CSV file, right? It should be downloading results. So it's not only, so in other words, it's going to put the results in here on your Google Sheet, but then it's also going to download those results into a file onto your computer as a CSV, all right, which is kind of like a backup. But keep in mind, it will be downloading these CSVs every single time it, gets output. So every 5 products, it's going to download another file, right? So it'll just be, you'll end up with a lot of these little files, CSVs on your computer if you use this option. Just want you to be aware of that, okay? So that is it. I just had to explain each part to you. So that took some time, but obviously when you do this and you already know what everything is, you'll just put in your URL, you'll make sure this is what you want it to be, and then finally you click on run. So at this point, I will just click the run button, and so it's actually very quick when you do it in reality, and you just have to wait a little for it to open the Google Sheet and do whatever it's doing, and suddenly you see a Google box pop up over here, a Google tab. If you click on that, you'll see it's a Google search, and it is searching that first product already. You see it's doing that image search, and it's automatic, right? You see my mouse pointers over here. I'm not doing this. The automation is doing it, right? It's not me, it's the automation, right? But it's happening right inside the browser, and it's happening naturally, and I have it slow enough to where it's natural, right? To where it's not doing anything that is like impossible to do, right? So it uploads the image URL, and then it searches the image, right? And it's operating at a normal pace, okay? So you can change the delays if you want it to be a little faster. If you know what you're doing, you can change the delay values on the workflow on Automa, but keep in mind, you might activate something. It might look, it's not natural to have it be super fast, right? It shouldn't be that fast, okay? So the advantage of having an automated Google Lens search is not really to be faster, although it is easier, right, than doing it with your actual physical hands, right? It is faster, however, because you don't have to do, there's no copy and paste, right? If you were doing this, you would have to like right click the image, copy it, open each product up first on eBay. So it's going to be faster than you are by default. But what I mean is that the real advantage here is the fact that you're not having to physically take your hand and perform these Google Lens searches. And then you don't have to physically take the results that it finds, if it finds results, and bring them back into the Google Sheet and actually put them in the Google Sheet, right? You're not doing any of that. That is really the advantage of it, right? Now I am going to just let this run. Now, let me the workflow and make sure. Now, something that you can do is you can click on the workflow here in Automa. This is why I like the open source having it instead of it just being like a Chrome extension. You can click on logs right? And you can see what it's doing and make sure it's actually working, right? Because sometimes it might just get slow this way and just kind of slow down. Right now it's getting text and it's just, doing that kind of slowly for whatever reason. So, it appears like it's just a little stuck right now. And sometimes that happens, and it will eventually move on to the next product, right? So I'm going to just pause my recording. It'll seem natural to you, but I'll just pause my recording to wait. Okay, so it was stuck on the previous product for a little while. I just let it go. It took like just an extra minute or two, and it did finally move on. So it can get stuck like that. And here's the thing, you're not going to be sitting and watching it like this, like I'm doing. I'm just doing this for the video, right? You don't have to sit there and watch it. Get some results. Okay, so some results just appeared on the Google Sheet. The results just appeared, the first set of results. And so I've continued the recording, and you can see the product IDs. This is why I have product IDs, right? It's multiple results for the same product. Product 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Product 2, so on and so forth. Control down, and you will finally see product number 5 with the results. 5 products, and then it will output. So it will wait for another 5 products, 6 to 10, and then you'll get output again. Now you can see the images. These are actually the images from eBay, the original images, URLs that you brought into the sheet, right? So you can see what the products look like. You have the unit, shipping, and tax default in here as well. And you can always reset those, the cost that is calculated here, and then you have some profit calculations. So you can begin to see which products, you can already begin to see which products are profitable. Okay. So potentially profitable. And of course that depends on whether or not the products even match. Sometimes the result will be on the same website, which can be a little weird, right? So, you might get a new result here, but then this could be like, a used result or something, right? Or it could just be a new product, but somehow it was cheaper. So of course, typically you want the supplier. A lot of times you want the supplier to be different, so you will, of course, look for that. But, basically, you will want to wait until you have a lot of results on the sheet before you can really definitely find the kind of results, ideal results that you would want to find, okay? You will want to wait until you have a lot of products on the sheet so you can really have a higher probability of good products. So basically you'll look for the green profits over here, and you look for green profit and ROI to make sure that it really has a real supplier price. So profit and ROI need to both be showing up, not just profit and that's it. See, these are just profit. That's because the prices are 0. Blank prices, always make a green profit, but you see there's no ROI. That's because there's no prices. But when you see a profit and ROI, that's the ones that you want to look at. But right now for this video, I just wanted to show you how to actually run this automation. You see it's still running, it's still sourcing. You see it's sourcing this product right now using Google Lens, and that is the main thing. But again, you will need a lot of product results. So just check if you need any kind of links. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can either check the description of the video, or you may have to click on the name of the channel. Okay, it's possible you may have to click on the name of the channel, and from there get to the channel page for the channel and find links there. Okay, it depends on when you're watching this video. If you're watching this as part of the Gumroad course on how to use this tool, then all the links you need are provided right there inside of the course. So any links that you need are right there inside of the course. Okay, they should be inside the course. And that is about it. I mean, this is how you actually run the sourcer. The only other thing you would do really is if you want to stop it eventually, you can always stop it. It might sometimes run into some kind of issue, some kind of error. And when this happens, you can open this and we can actually see the error. Errors they're not unavoidable. Some errors do not stop it. It can continue through the errors. And then there's some errors that might finally stop the automation. You know, sometimes Google Sheets will have an output problem, things like that. That will happen on occasion. But you can restart the automation, and that is something, a topic for another video, that when you restart the automation, you'll just want to make sure you tell it where to start from, what row you left off at, what row to go back to. But that's really for another video. Here, I just want you to know how to actually run the thing, get it started, and start finding products so that you can just start to go through the results. And that's about it. I'm Mr. Mark. Check around the video for any information you need. Contact me if you need to do that as well. And I'll see you in another training video.